There are moments in court when silence says more than any argument, and I've learned in all my years behind the bench that sometimes the quietest people carry the heaviest stories. It was a cold morning in Providence, and the courtroom had the usual rhythm. One by one, folks came forward with their red lights, expired meters, school zone violations. All the little ways life nudges us off course. And then he stepped up. James Delaney, mid-50s maybe, wore 3 jackets layered over one another. A thick knit cap. His beard was scruffy, his hands rough. His eyes, though, that's what struck me. Not tired, just hollow. Like someone who hadn't looked into a mirror in years. His name came up because of a boot on his vehicle. 5 unpaid violations, letters sent, no response, a final notice. Still nothing. And now, here he was, summoned before the court. I looked at him and said gently, "Mr. Delaney, the court sent you multiple notices. Why didn't you respond?" He stood silent for a moment. Then he said, "I didn't get them." I asked, "Was the address incorrect?" He shook his head slowly. "I don't have one, Your Honor." And that silenced the courtroom. Not because of what he said, but because of how he said it. No anger, no shame, no defense. Just a quiet truth that landed like thunder. "I've been living in my van," he continued, "for about 1.5 years now. Lost my job during the pandemic. My rent followed, tried couch surfing for a while, but that dried up too." I could hear someone shift in their seat behind him. James kept going. "I park near the waterfront, keep out of the way. Mornings, I drive to the shelter for coffee and a sink. I do what I can, but mail doesn't reach me, Judge, nothing does." There was no bitterness in his voice, just fact, reality, spoken flat. The court officer pulled up the details. One of the tickets was for an expired meter outside the library. Another, a red light camera near the hospital. A third, no inspection sticker, all of them minor. All of them the kind of thing you'd resolve with an envelope and a stamp. "If you had an address?" I leaned forward. "And the van you're living in? That's the vehicle in question." He nodded. "It's not much, but it's all I got," and that's when something shifted in me. See, I've presided over thousands of cases, many of them hardship cases, people on the edge, families, trying to stretch every dollar. But this was different. This wasn't about a bad decision, it was about invisibility. The system didn't see him because there was nowhere to send the paper. I asked, "What's your plan moving forward, James?" He shrugged. "Working odd jobs, roofing, mostly. Some nights I sweep for a restaurant after hours. Trying to save, hoping to get back on my feet." His voice cracked slightly. "It's just hard when your day starts without a bathroom. And let me tell you something, no courtroom, no judge, no robe in the world prepares you for that sentence. Not because it's shocking, but because it's so profoundly, painfully real." I looked around the room. Even the prosecutor had his head down. The city had followed protocol. Letters were sent, deadlines passed, nothing malicious, just paperwork. Rolling past a man life forgot to leave a message for, I turned back to him. "You've been carrying these tickets for over 1 year. "Yes, sir, and no income, bits and pieces, maybe $100 a week, on a good stretch." I took a breath. "James, I want you to hear me clearly. These tickets, these fines, they may seem small, but they're like weights. And when you're already drowning, they don't just slow you down, they hold you under." He nodded slowly, like someone who knew that feeling too well, ... Then I said, "Here's what I'm going to do. The court is dismissing all 5 tickets." He blinked once, like he didn't quite hear it right. "No fines, no boot fee, no penalties." His lips parted, but no words came out. Instead, his shoulders, which had been hunched since the moment he entered, finally dropped, just a little, and I added, "But there's one condition." He looked up. "You come back here in 6 months, just to tell me where you are. Doesn't matter if nothing's changed. I just want to know you're okay." He nodded, ... "Thank you, Judge." "No, thank you, James." As he turned to leave, he paused, then looked back. For what it's worth, this is the first time in a long time I felt like someone saw me. He walked out the door, and I sat there, gavel in hand, remembering why I came to this bench in the first place.